Hello, how you doing today? Hope you're having a great time. Hope you're having an amazing Sunday. Once more, this is a special Sunday. This is a charismatic Sunday live. A live where we talk about something special every single week. We talk about things that people don't often want to have a conversation about. Personal development, relationships, and sometimes even mention a bit of finance. But most often than not, we talk about our mindset. Because I do believe that is key and crucial in making us better. And the first thing I want to do is first, welcome Francisco Silvere. It's been a long while. Aveti. I hope everything is going on great on your own side. Put a thumbs up if you can see me. Put a thumbs up if you can hear me. And oh la la, toujours. Thank you so much for being here today. I'm so glad you're here. I'm so glad you're able to make your time because I can guarantee you, I have something for you today. I have something that I wish someone had told me. I have something I wish someone had told me. Hey, come over here and listen to me so that we can have a clear conversation on how to get some of your priorities straight. In the 21st century, we are bombarded left and right. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and of course, WhatsApp. With a lot of things that make us to shift our priorities away. And when we think about it, think about it critically. I'll give a clear example. I decided to get into the live. About 5 minutes ago, I said, okay, I'm joining the live. Open my Facebook account. I'm like, okay, it's Facebook. I open Facebook, go to live. I said, wait, let me just see this comment. Oh, the presidential, who's the person winning the presidency? Oh, who is that? And I started sliding. And I shifted the live as my priority to the bottom of my priorities. And what came as the first? Facebook. And I was swiping and swiping. Until I came to the realization of, oh wow, it's already 3 o'clock. You need to be doing the Facebook live. And I was gone. And I'm sure you too have found yourself in that situation where you had something in mind that you wanted to do. But then Facebook happened, WhatsApp happened, Instagram happened, life happened. I'm here talking to you today. My name is Mr. Adrien Feudjio, charismatic leader. To inspire you, to motivate you, and make you become the best version of yourself. And how do I do so? I share with you my own stories, my imperfections, the things that I sincerely believe could possibly, through my failures, make you achieve success. Through my challenges, could make you achieve some learning outcomes. Through my limitations, could make you break those limitations and make you better. So I have to guinea pig myself so that you can possibly find a way out. And I sincerely believe that this is the kind of moment where I will share with you a couple of stories, 3, which will somehow depict exactly what I sincerely believe is the direction that we need to be going towards so that we can have our priorities straight. If there's anything you have learned or you have heard today, and now you're like, okay, I want to keep just one thing in mind. Adrien, I'm bombarded by Facebook messages. I'm bombarded by WhatsApp. If there's one thing that can keep you here or that you can live with, get your priorities straight. And beyond that, I have just one question for you. Just one question. I want you to answer this question sincerely from the bottom of your heart. What is your true priority? What is your true priority? Today. Not tomorrow. Not in 2 weeks' time. Not in 1 month's time. Not when you get married. Not when you have children. Not when you get a job. No. What is your priority today? The reason I'm asking you this question is because people don't ask us the question. People don't come to us and tell us that, hey, you know what? My priority today is, I want to eat more food. I'm going to eat morning, afternoon, evening. You know what? I'm trying to gain some muscle mass. I'm trying to gain weight. If you have any advice, please put it down below so that I can possibly gain a little bit of weight now. I beg. We try to help each other. As I'm trying to help you, help me too now. I beg. Any advice, I'm open. So what is your priority today? So let me tell you this. Because of course, sometimes you may be asking me the question too, Adrien, this thing of priorities, nobody has told me about it. I have no idea what you're talking about right now. I need you to help me out. What is your priority, Adrien? When I woke up this morning, in fact, the only reason I woke up this morning, and I believe the only thing that should be your true priority is that one thing that can make you wake up early in the morning. Is that one thing that if you don't do it, you feel bad about your day? Is that one thing that when you don't do it, you feel like there's something lacking? For those of you who are boyfriends and girlfriends, have you ever had a feeling that, hey, you haven't received a text message from the person you love and you feel like something is missing? Yes, you know what I mean. That is your true priority. So now in your own personal life, leaving the boyfriend and the girlfriend on the side, what is that thing that brings that feeling of lack within you? In fact, I was discussing today with a friend of mine. We went to TGI Fridays. So TGI Fridays is a very cool and chic restaurant out there. Went there and we're eating. And then he looked at me and he told me this very sincerely. He said, Adrien, you know what? You're doing Facebook Live, that's quite interesting. But the times that I get on Facebook, I spend like 2 hours, 3 hours, and I don't know where the time has even gone to. In fact, I would have preferred to turn that time into a Netflix show time, but I don't know why. My time just seems to disappear when I'm on Facebook. And I could have done something better. In fact, there are people I'm supposed to have called in Cameroon that I haven't called. What can I do differently? And that's when I came to realize that there is just no way you can take Facebook away. Oh. Let me just give you this. There is no way you can take Facebook away. But there's one advice I have for you, and the advice I have for him. If you believe that right now you do not know your priorities, there's a likelihood it's because there are other things that are suppressing that priority. And there is a likelihood that you cannot identify what is in the bottom. Just imagine yourself going to a well and you want to know whether the well has water or not. The first thing you see is the first thing that you think it has. If you see the ground all over the top of the well, what do you believe? There's just grass, there's just sand. But sometimes you have to dig away all that sand until you reach to the bottom, and then you find the water fresh and smooth. And sometimes I believe our lives is just that way. Our priorities are at the bottom of the well, and at the top we have Mark Zuckerberg. You have WhatsApp. I'm not saying that it's bad to be on WhatsApp or Facebook. That's not what I'm saying. Don't get me wrong. But the implication is sometimes our distractions tend to be the major attractions in our lives. So just reconsider it before I go into the 3 points. So answer me this question that I have for you. What is your true priority? If up to now, after all what I've said, you still have a difficulty answering that question, then I have something else for you. Hey, how about you answer this question? What is not your priority? What are your false priorities? Please put it down below. What are your false priorities? What are those things that you think they are priorities, but you know quite well they are not? Like, you can survive without them. If you know them, put it down below. Because there's one thing about writing down and commenting something. The reason why I ask you to comment is because it helps you to live from here down there. And they say you retain 80% of the things you write down. 80% of the things you write down, you retain them. So what are your true priorities? And in fact, now that I see my friend online, I think this is one moment where I have to share this particular story. Because it happened last week. I felt so bad about it. Because I thought I had it all. Like, you know, sometimes you are so convinced. You're so convinced that you know life. Like, you have understood life. Like, you have mastered life. And then you realize that life pushes you on the side of the road. And you're so confident. So before I share that story, I would like to share some of the points that we have had. Some of our amazing commenters in here who have shared. Pamela Lange tells us, yeah, distraction has turned out to be the new attraction. I'll repeat this again. If you can write it down, please do. Distraction has turned out now to be the new attraction. And it's killing us. And Lionel says, getting a brand new phone. Brand new phone again. Thank you, Christian Tino, for joining us. Thank you, Christian Tino. Really appreciate that. So now let me share with you a little bit of what happened to me last week that really made me to realize that I was off track. And I'm sharing this with you because I want you to understand I'm not perfect though. Nobody's perfect though. But we can all thrive towards becoming perfect. As I mentioned at the beginning, this is a guinea pig session. I'm guinea pig. So I'm trying things for you guys so you don't have to try it yourself. I'm trying it for you. And this is what happened to me. 5 months ago, I looked at my life and I said, okay, I really want to become successful. I really want to feel that I'm actually sharing something of value. I want to have that sentiment, and this is what I decided to do. You see what's on the wall over here? You can see a lot of poster notes, right? Sticky notes. Those sticky notes represent the different projects I was working on. I had about 5 different projects I was working on. I knew I was changing the world. I had this website I was trying to build, this app I was trying to build, this other app, this book I'm trying to write, this particular place where I have to go and speak. I had all of this written down and lined out. And then last week, on Sunday, same. I discussed with a friend of mine. I called him. He actually on the call. I called him and I said, man, you know what? I was able to be at an attendance to what they call a TEDx. If you've never been in a TEDx, please, I would love you to go there. A TEDx is a very renowned place where people come and share their stories. And a guy over there was sharing a story. I shared this story last week, where he went to a friend of his called Jason. And he told Jason, hey Jason, I see you're a great painter. How can I become great like you? And that's when Jason told him, hey, you know what? You are good at this. You are good at this. You could become better at this. Sometimes in life, you have to abandon the multiple priorities that you have so that its true priority can submerge. I was like, wow. And then Jason was talking to Patrick. And Patrick had painting. Patrick had photography. Patrick had directing of movies. Patrick looked at them and said, yes, I'm good at painting. I'm good at photography. But I could become better at directing. In fact, there's a bigger value in directing. He decided to abandon painting and photography, make them personal for leisure, and focus his attention on becoming a director. And he became an amazing director. And now he's directing a movie here in North Carolina. One of the few directors that we have here. So I come back to my life, and as I'm talking to my friend and I'm telling him this, he tells me, Adrien, I'm on the same wavelength with you. You know what? What is on your plate? What are those priorities that you have? What are you good at? As I'm talking to you right now, think in your mind, what are you good at? What are those different priorities that you have? For me personally, I had all my projects that I told you about. I had all of them lined out. I'm like, I'm good at this, good at this, good at this, good at this. I got it all. But I wasn't better. I wasn't great. And when you have so many priorities, those priorities tend to fight against each other. I didn't have time for myself. I didn't have time for the people I love. I didn't have time for my family at all. Because I'm trying to catch so many rats all over the place. So for you right now, maybe what is really getting you distracted is not just Facebook or WhatsApp. Maybe Facebook and WhatsApp are just excuses. Maybe it's the fact that you're not applying to this school that you have to go to. And the distraction is actually the job that you're doing at the moment. Because you have gone full-time in this job, so you have no time to go to school full-time too. Maybe you're going to a job that you sincerely appreciate, but then you know you have to go to school. But then you're putting school as a lower priority. So what is it really? Because we are easy to blame Instagram, Facebook. There is no way they will go. I cannot ask you to uninstall Instagram or Facebook. There's just no way you can do it now. The worst place, WhatsApp. WhatsApp is uninstallable. There's no way to uninstall WhatsApp. There's no way. By the time you press uninstall, it's a heart attack that is getting you. I'm telling you, heart attack. You just go, oh, just die. So in other words, you cannot fight against Instagram, Facebook. You cannot fight against them. Or maybe, one hint, something I've done and it has worked for me. Shut off the notifications. So that Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, they don't choose when you have to come to them. You choose when you want to go to them. Because there's one place that we all look at. This is where we go. Notifications. Notifications are the things that direct our life and that direct our priorities. So if you can change your notifications, you can change your priorities. And there's one great speaker who said, if you can change your priorities, you can change your life. That was so profound to me when I heard him say that. I was like, wow, change my priorities? That's deep. Maybe change my notifications. Oh my goodness, that would change my priorities. That would change my life. And I think sometimes you have to do just baby steps. Little by little. So what is that baby step that you want to do today which will help you identify your priorities? Number one. And that will help you to re-identify those false priorities. Number two. And most importantly, help you now to make them, those true priorities, not only important, but you to follow through with them. And I believe the key in it is identifying what you are good at, identifying what you are better at. Good, put it down. Better, put it up. Because there's one thing I learned, and I'm sharing this with you not braggadociously, but I was developing a website, a mobile app. In fact, 2 mobile apps at the same time. Website, 2 mobile apps. I'm writing 2 books. I said, man, I'm not going to work on this. So it's not going to work out. I'm still trying to become a public speaker. No way. That thing is not going to work out now. I'll pass out. But I discovered something about priorities, that some of the priorities that you take can propel you to the point where as you are propelling yourself, it propels as well the other priorities without you having to do anything. So this is the whole mindset. Let me bring it to you. So I said this. I've seen the people who have written amazing books out there. Where did they get started? Whatever you want to become, just look at someone who's already there. So look at one of the greatest speakers, E.T. There are many of them. In fact, Thomas, I've looked at Tony Robbins, and I'm like, wow, these people are amazing guys. But then I said, well, how did they get there? And I realized something. Those people didn't start by writing books. Those people didn't start by coaching people. They started by speaking. They started by speaking. They were not like writing books, creating websites, developing mobile apps. They started by speaking. Only one single thing they were better at. That's the one thing they followed. And you know what happens? Everything fell in place. And sometimes the real priority in our life, with uppercase P, not small case P. And I'm not talking about small case P. You may notice that most, like Facebook has small case F. It's not, it's for a reason. So uppercase P priorities, maybe you just need one. One single thing that you can follow through, and you know quite alright that if I work on this thing, this one single thing, and I can become good at it, every other single thing will fall in place. And so I decided, I'm going to focus on really trying to get opportunities to speak in universities, in community college. If you have any opportunities, let me know. I'm looking for speaking gigs where I can change and inspire people. If you believe that what I've shared with you is inspiring, number one, you can share. Just one little button down below. And of course, this is going to be on my YouTube channel, so please do subscribe. But most importantly, I to sincerely believe is that you should consider in your own heart, what is your true priority? What is that true one thing that if you can do it, every other thing will fall in place? Every false priority will disappear. And you won't even need to be able to dig within the world so that the water can come out. You don't need to dig within the world. The world will dig itself, because that water, that true priority, will submerge and push away all the sand on the side. What is that one true priority that you have in your life, that if you can implement it in your life, it can change the whole course of your day, of your week, of your month? I'm not talking about things that you have to do when you get married. I'm not talking about things that you have to do when you have a child. I'm not talking about things you have to do when you get a new career. I'm not talking about things that you have to do when you get a promotion. I am not talking about those things in 5 years' time, in 4 years' time, in 2 years' time. What can you do today? Because the little changes you do today will determine the big changes you will see tomorrow. It starts with the baby steps. The mountain didn't just build itself like It was one block after the other. One block after the other. Look at the pyramid of Egypt. We are amazed at how big it is. But the reality is, at the beginning, it was nothing. It was one single block they put there. One single block. One single block. Look at the Eiffel Tower. The one in Paris that is standing up firm. It was just one single. It was not big at the beginning. So what is that small one brick of priority that you can put in your life? I said, this is my starting point. I'm starting here. I'm not going anywhere. I am starting me here. No, If you can at least do it once a week, just once. You don't even need to do it many times, so. Just once a week, that one little priority. You can do it once a week for the beginning. It will hugely improve your life. And the one thing I'm talking about, I'm not talking about something that will make you like feel successful, feel, There are certain things that when you do them, you feel that sense of fulfillment. You feel you have done something that if you die today, you die with a smile. I can guarantee you guys, if I even die during this life, I'm like, I just die. At least I died, I know, at least I've shared something and inspired people. There's no better feeling than you feel that you have inspired someone and you have changed someone's life. I'm sure you have too. We enjoy having people tell us thank you. In fact, I had a lady who just sent me a message on Messenger like, wow, thank you for your videos. I was like, wow, so you're watching the video and at the same time you're messaging me. I bet put that message over there so people can know that at least that just is inspiring people now. But I'm so glad that you're able to do that. Like, there are people out there who are longing to see that you working on that one single priority. Larissa, Linda, Lionel, people are longing to see that one single priority that you can do. And from the video I made last week, in French I said, cacher ton talent, gâche ton talent. It's because I sincerely believe that God has given us that one gift. I'm not talking about many gifts, so He has given us that one single gift that if you can identify what it is and make it a priority, every other thing you are doing in your world will be blissed. So people will call you and make you mad, but just because you have spent that one day doing that one single thing that people tell you, oh my God, I love when you do it. And you can put a smile not in someone's face, but in someone's heart, it's huge. It means the world to some people. They may not tell you that in your DM. They may not tell you that by liking your post. They may not tell you that by commenting. In fact, I have people who have told me, I will never like your Facebook lives. But you know what? I love them. I was like, But you know what? For someone to call you and tell you that means a lot. So don't be expecting people to overtly appreciate when you focus on your priority. That's one thing I want you to know. Because now you sincerely believe in what I'm saying. You're like, yes, I appreciate. You know what you're saying makes sense. So I've been doing many things all over the place. So now the reality is, focusing on one priority is like taking a flight. I don't know what flight airline you're taking, whether it's Southwest, Delta, Cary, Egypt Airline, whatever the flight you are taking, you understand that when you look at that cockpit, the cockpit is the front of the plane, where there's a pilot. There are always two seats there. When you are driving in a car, you're going from Douala to Yabassi, Douala to Yaoundé, Yaoundé to Garoua. You will notice there is a driver, and to the right of the driver, there is one seat there. Why do you think there are seats on the side of the plane and there are seats on the side of the car? Just think about it. They could have just put one seat now at the front, okay? Just one pilot, just one driver. But no. The single reason is that they discover that if you want to go faster, and I'll take an example that I love utilizing, Usain Bolt. Usain Bolt is one of the fastest, in fact, he is the fastest runner in the world. The guy can take the 100-meter race and then whoop, at least in 4 seconds, the guy has already arrived. I'm like, this guy is me. But for the 4,000-meter race, he doesn't do it himself. Nope. He doesn't run a 4,000-meter race by himself. I was like wondering, why do you need 4 people to run a 4,000-meter race? It is simply because of this one quote. If you want to go faster, go by yourself. If you want to go further, go with others. Can someone write it down below? If you want to go faster, go by yourself. But if you want to go further, go with others. So that's when I came to the realization that the pilot needs a co-pilot. The driver for long distances needs a co-driver. So you're trying to change the pattern of your life. If you're trying to change the pattern of your life, that is a long journey. On that long journey, I don't believe you can drive by yourself, because by the time there's turbulences and then it's like, woo, you hit your head somewhere and you fall in the coma, who do you think will take over? Turbulences and you're like, man, I don't know what to do right now. I've never experienced this. Who do you think will support you? Turbulences and people hate you left and right and don't appreciate what you're doing. Who do you think will be there to comfort you? When you're going through turbulences and people are telling you that, my man, leave that thing now. Who do you think will be that one person to come and tell you, I believe in you? Yep. The co-pilot. And that's why I firmly believe in the co-pilot principle. Whatever you want to change in your life, if you don't have the right people around you, hey, why am I even going too far? Jesus Christ could have just started his ministry by himself. But no. At the beginning, not even in the middle, at the beginning, the guy immediately said, let me go and find me my apostles. He did not find one person, no. He found 12. In fact, let me count. 1, 2. This. He found 12 disciples. 12. Why? This thing about quantity. Because you just never know which one is going to be the bad apple. But this time it was Judah. So he needed 12. To think about it. How many people can you call your co-pilot? I was giving a speech at Cisco, the company where I work. And there were about 20 people sitting, I think there were about 30 people sitting down in the conference. And I looked at them and I told them, hey, by show of hands, how many of you have a co-pilot in your life? And the same thing I want to ask you, just put a thumbs up if you have a co-pilot in your life. Someone that you can know that, that person is my co-pilot. I asked them, how many of you have a co-pilot? About 7 people put up their hands. And then when you ask the question, how many of you are going through a hard time because nobody is supporting you? All the rest, apart from the 7 people. You know why? It's simply because sometimes we just need, when you're trying to when you want everyone to appreciate you, no one will. But if at least you have one person, I'm not talking about a best friend. No. I'm talking about someone that the person does not need to be your best friend. You don't need to talk every day with the person. But you know that in the flight you are taking, that person got your back. And the flight you're taking right now is the flight of changing your priorities. It is not an easy flight. Because by the way, this flight even has different stations where you can stop and take different flights. Because for this particular flight, like, it's a multiple flight. Changing your priorities could be changing your priorities in your spiritual life. And in that particular flight, you need a co-pilot too. Changing your priorities could be changing your priorities in your relationship life. It could be identifying who are your friends and who are not. Who are the valuable friends? Who are the people who are just fake friends and true friends? And sometimes you need someone to really help you out, to figure it out. And sometimes another flight could be an educational flight. You're trying to make a decision about going for master school and MBA. Someone even just messaged me and said, like, hey, how can I transfer my courses? Like, I'm really trying to figure out how I can be able to get to do a bachelor's degree. That is one other single thing. Like, you need a co-pilot for that. For every different aspect of our lives, we need a co-pilot. Because anything you want to change in your life, you need someone to help you, not only in making the change to be the most appropriate change, but also to stick on that change. Because whatsoever decision you take, look at Jesus Christ. Even when he decided to start his ministry, immediately that guy was baptized. Devil came. Devil did not even wait to, Satan did not wait. He did not even wait that he should go back and first start ministry. No. Immediately as Jesus Christ changed his priorities, he said, I don't want to be a normal human being. I came here to do the work of my Father. Immediately as there was just pouring the water like that, Devil was already there waiting. So right now you're on this life, Devil is there waiting for you. He's in the corner. The guy has prepared the Facebook feed for you. He has prepared WhatsApp messages for you. He has prepared Instagram pictures for you that you have to look. And forget everything I shared with you today. If you know that devil, I beg, tell the devil, go behind me. I beg, tell the devil to go behind you, behind. Because there's nothing harder than changing your priorities. But I believe that you can do it. But please, don't try to do it alone. For every single flight in your life, find at least one person that you can trust with your soul. But this person is good at this. And don't mix co-pilots. No. The co-pilot for this flight and the co-pilot for this flight, they should be different. Oh. Education, spiritual, don't combine them. You will saturate them. They will get tired and they will say, no, I cannot continue with this. Oh. And sometimes they will even merge the destinations. Don't. Have co-pilots for each aspect of your life. That's why there are 7 billion people in this world. 7 billion. You have what they call embarras du choix in French. Embarras du choix. You have options. Options. And the best thing now is, if you don't use Facebook, Facebook will use you. So you can even go on Facebook and figure out, what are those people? Like, what is their criteria? What are they focusing their attention on? So you know if they have the same destination with you. You don't want to be on the plane with a co-pilot who has a different destination than you have. The destination is going to Cameroon. That person's destination is going to China. Where do you think you find yourself? In India. So you have to know as well, like, the destination of my co-pilot. Is it the same like me? When I talk about destination, it should be somehow around the word, embodied in the word vision. Where did they see themselves? Where did they see you? Where did they see both of you? So this is something I had for you today. I sincerely believe I had to get it out of my heart. It's not the easiest thing to share. But I do believe, let me give a little recap. Our priorities, our true priorities, are like the water at the bottom of a well, which is being filled with sand. And sometimes when we come to the well and we are really trying to do something because we have free time, we look at the well and the only thing we see is notifications from Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp. All that sand. And then you have to shoop. You have to remove all of those notifications. And the advice I had for you today is, you cannot uninstall Instagram, Facebook, and WhatsApp. Don't lie to yourself. Forget that thing. If you can, that's good for you. But for me, I cannot do. So I even decided to have a second phone. I have a second phone just for WhatsApp, so that I don't get distracted, because WhatsApp is the only thing that personally distracts me. So you have to fight. Just imagine, I have to go up to buying a new phone just because it's not easy. Just to let you know how hard it is. So just keep that in mind. But for you, what is that thing that distracts you? Maybe the possible solution could be, just try for 1 day, or even for 2 days. When you receive that Facebook notification, just slide and say off. Switch off Facebook notifications, or go to your settings and say switch off Facebook notifications, and try to have that feeling. You will see that 1 day I don't see Facebook notifications. You will see that something has changed. Wait a minute. Nobody's pushing me into Facebook. I decide when I want to go to Facebook. So that's number 1. Number 2. Now that you have decided to get away, because you have to be able to shift away all the sand. By shifting away all the sand, still keeps the water where it is. Now you have to take your bucket, put it in the well. And taking the bucket and putting it in the well requires a little bit of reflection, introspection in your life. And that means really figuring out, what are you good at? What are those areas of your life where you're good at? And what are those areas in your life where you are better or you are improving, you can see growth? The areas you're good, you can shove them down. The areas you're better and you see growth and you see potential of becoming better and better and best, pull them up. So as you're pushing the bucket of water in there, pull up the better ones. The ones that are good, I bet good ones can stay where they are. And I shared the story of Patrick and Jason. You can go back and you figure it out. But pull up the ones that are better. Those are going to be your true priorities. Don't get many. Just get a few, 1 or 2 priorities. And then when you got that fixed out, I sincerely believe now the most important aspect is bringing that bucket of water now to someone with whom you want to share. Just like Jesus Christ. He had to find 12 disciples. You don't need to find 12 disciples. You can find 1 or 2. I beg. Paul had how many? He had 1. Barnabas. So find at least 1. Sometimes I think he had 2. There was Barnabas and there was Silas. So find at least some people that you can say that yes, they're my co-pilots for the different flights. Share with them that little water that you got from the well. And those 2 people, you know what they will do? They will come back to that well and say, okay, now we have a bucket of water, you have a bucket of water, I have a bucket. We can all put those buckets in there. That's 3 buckets in one well, pulling out all the better in you and making you not a good version of yourself, not the better version of yourself, but rather the best version of yourself. Who are your co-pilots? Bottom line, change your notifications, change your co-pilots, identify them all, change your priorities, and most importantly, change your life. It's not going to be an easy thing. It's not something you just wake up one morning and just start doing it. So, it's going to take some time. You need to start somewhere. Maybe starting somewhere could be starting on your phone. And believe from your phone to your mind, from your mind to your heart, and from your heart to your life. I'm Mr. Adrien Feudjio, your charismatic leader, to inspire you, to motivate you and make you become the best version of yourself. And I'm glad you are here. And if you haven't yet shared or subscribed to my YouTube channel, please do it now. I believe in you. Do you believe in yourself? Have a blessed Sunday.